Hello everybody, welcome to the Alternative Sports Show. I'm Matthew Connell, that's Andre Dixon. This is another internet edition on Zoom and we've got Chelcee Grimes to help us out here. Now, I'm going to say, how are you? But I think I already know this answer. You being a Liverpool fan, Dre being the same, how are you?
Oh, top of the world, mate. Feeling very good. I still feel like I haven't fully celebrated yet because obviously it's all this crazy time. But you know what? Don't let it take away from anything. Every Liverpool fan is very happy right now.
That's it. We got the representatives. I'm just here to hold court and make sure everyone's having a good time. I'm a Portsmouth fan. We weren't too lucky in the League One playoffs, so I'm just going to vibe off you lot. I feel good. I feel happy. But it's a crazy time in this world, as we know. It's COVID-19 era. We're all trying to find our feet here. It's a tricky landscape to navigate. Now, ourselves, yourself, Chelcee, and BT, you've all been very proactive because we're doing some good things to make the most out of a rough time. So we've got BT Work Ready coming up with yourself, with Spencer Owen, Maya Jammer, Jack Parsons. This is all happening on the 3rd of August, 2020. Now, it's, for what I hear, it's like you can sign up, be a part of this kind of video conference thing. So before I butcher it and talk about things that I don't know too well, you're the lady a part of it. What is going on?
Yeah, guys, obviously, like we just said then, with the whole COVID thing and all that, I think young people are being, let go, or it's the very, it's one of them things where the youngsters are kind of getting a bit of a tough time. And, for all those people you just listed, Spencer, Maya, myself somehow, I don't know, I've wangled into that list. But, we've all been there and we've all kind of crafted careers from basically being ourselves and having cool little ideas. And we're just trying to have this conference. It's 3:00 on the 3rd of August, like you said, on BT's YouTube channel. And you can just come over. It's free. You watch it. We'll be answering questions about basically how we are as people and the ups and the downs and everything, but fundamentally just how we've ended up having a career that I dreamt of as a kid, even more. I'm a songwriter. I'm still a footballer on TV talking about footy. It's just mad. But I think, it's just hopefully people enjoy it and you can take something out of it. You don't have to want to be a footballer. You don't have to want to be a musician, but hopefully you'll find some things that are fundamentally similar in your path and you can hopefully come away with it and feel a bit more confident and like you're going to go and get your next job.
It's funny because I was saying to you before we were live, like it's kind of funny, like we kind of are in the same industries in a sense, but we've never actually crossed paths. So this is the first time that we've kind of even held a conversation and whatnot. But I thought it makes total sense to me, this roster of people, because you got from different backgrounds, different diversities, different experiences that can actually really kind of talk up their skill sets, but also personal attributes based on the experiences you have had in other industries. How much is it about skill set, but also being kind of comfortable within yourself and having that confidence to be the most natural you?
Yeah, I think that's the whole thing. That's my only thing I can really say to people or give advice on. I'm not a Gabby Logan. I never will be. So when I go into TV jobs, at first, I remember getting my first call from the BBC, even saying, we want you to come to France and do the Women's World Cup coverage. And I was like, okay, sound, I get to live in France for a month and I get to stay in hotels and it's free. Great, I'll go. But I quickly started thinking, oh, actually, this is a job. My accent straight away was like, not a problem, but I was thinking, well, how do I even speak? And I was trying to conform. And they were like, listen, we've got you because, we've got no one like you. And I started trying to be a bit rigid and be like, okay, and then end the thing like that. And I was like, and it wasn't me. And I felt super uncomfortable and super weird. And then the next job I got, I was just like, you know what, I'm going to enjoy it. I'll be myself. And I got way more jobs off the back of that from being myself. So I think that's one thing that I'll definitely say to young people. Do not try and be anyone but yourself. If that's what they're looking for and it's not you, that's fine. There's loads of other jobs that will be for you. And just talking about that confidence thing and stuff like that, now me going into, like I said, some shows like Match of the Day X, which I'm on, it's not just me. There's a team of us. And I think I get a skill set from playing football from the age of 9, that I'm a team player and things like that come into it. So I was talking to Maya Jammer about her in TV now and what traits she pulled from, working in retail before she was famous. And she said, well, I learned how to speak to strangers and customers, and that's helped to go on now to interview people. So there's a lot of certain skill sets that we still carry on into media, which we got from, I don't know, 9 to 5s or the jobs like that. Yeah, it's just about feeling confident going into the next phase.
Honestly, I'm so proud of like seeing your progression, because I've been following your career for a little while. I saw you ages ago on Liverpool TV, and then Redmen TV, and then the Anfield Wrap. So clearly, I've been, got to get me
Clearly
on that,
you're
boys.
a Liverpool fan.
Bring me on it, boys. But like, you're the only person that can pretty much out Liverpool me, because I've seen you on the pitch. You're, as you said, you're on Match of the Day. You was doing the World Cup stuff. So I've been like amazed by your career. But like, to this actual project, what's been your input so far, and what do you hope to bring to the project?
Andre, honestly, I think for me personally, it's just I want to put across that you can literally do whatever you want to do. Like I said, I was a Scouser, grew up in Liverpool all my life, no set of skill sets, didn't go to Brit school, was never, trained in anything. I've just tried to keep my head down and just go on what feels right. If I feel like I can, add to a certain job role or something like that, then I just go for it, and I put 110% effort in whatever I do. And I know I'm not the best at everything, but I think people would rather, I say this to my younger sister now, she's 11, so she's a bit too soon to fill out the CV, but when the time comes, there's going to be loads of people better than you at loads of things. But if you're given more effort, more energy, and you're willing to, learn and be a better employee, that's what people are looking for. They're not looking for a final product when you're young and you're signing up for your dream job. Just show effort, show willingness to want to be there, want to be a team player. And I think, you're on the right track then to go and live your dream.
I think you are the perfect example of this, of all the people that I've read up about who's working on this personally, and no Liverpool bias, but, and because, to me, you are Chelsea hybrid. You pretty much can do everything. For you, what's it like working with BT Sport on this project and their content in general?
It's honestly amazing. Even for me to say, I still pinch myself, working with BT. I watch it all the time, watch it growing up. And, it's just, they give me a call and they said, oh, anything to do with young people as well for me, and coming from where I come from. And, we've got that attitude of never giving up and, fighting forever. And we're a working class city. Nothing's being given to me easy, and I just want to install that into other youngsters. The world is not going to wait for you. If I waited for someone to come and sign me for my first record deal, and I wasn't going out and hustling and playing every gig I could for free. And I think people forget that as well. I've done a lot of stuff for free before I was getting paid for it. I was doing stuff because I love to do it. And I think you've got to show a little bit before, you get the reward and you reap the rewards in. So it's just about getting focused and just, I know I do a lot of things now, but fundamentally it's all come from me playing football from the age of 9 to 16 for free. Women didn't get paid then. I'd done it because I loved it. And now it so happens to turn out that now I get paid to speak about football. And it's something that I never ever imagined. But if you love something so much, you do it. And it'll all come back in a 360. Just good attitude and good willingness to learn, like I said. And I think you're on the right track then.
I'm gonna say that's the great thing about this Work Ready initiative with yourselves, because I feel like there's a panel of people that you don't have to be the most confident person to do this and to make a career out of this mad world that we're a part of right now. Sometimes it's all about being your true self and learning from experiences. Like a little nugget from me, it's not about work, but I went to my university interview a week early by mistake. I was living down in Portsmouth. I turned up and I was thinking, it's well a bit quiet out here. Because you go to an interview day, you'd see like lots of other lost souls walking around the campus. I was thinking, yeah, this is kind of quiet, man. And then I went up to the reception. They said, yeah, you're a week early. So I've gone from Portsmouth to London. I was like, oh, okay, screwed up here. And so what they did, bless them, they brought out one of the students, he gave me a tour of the halls, and then did my interview with my future lecturer during his lunch break. And I thought, okay, cool. You've got to make the most of the opportunities and the moments you have there. Lo and behold, they gave me the place on my course at Ravensbourne, big up, doing a media degree. And they gave it to me 3 days before the actual date of my real interview was supposed to be. So that just sums up get down on this initiative, take a look. You got some good people giving some sound advice, but I want to ask you, Chelcee. Now, this might be a trick question. Has it ever been maybe like a job experience or like a job interview moment that maybe hasn't gone too well, but you've learned from it and gone, right, this is something I'm going to take with me going forward to hopefully, turn things around or change my luck?
Yeah, honestly, mate, I think in songwriting or music, even the most successful people on the planet have all been told no before. Even Justin Bieber, I think, it's like one of these things, even though they're like starlets as children, definitely they've had rejections. But for me, it was more like as a songwriter, you get a publishing deal and you've banged down a few doors and you get a record deal, amazing. You think it's all going to be amazing from that moment on. And then you've got to write a great record to like keep your job. And I don't get too comfortable. I don't like getting comfortable. So I always try and imagine the 16-year-old I used to be in my bedroom with my guitar, with my piano, waiting for one of the other songwriters to not write a great song so I could be the next one on the block. I think you've always got to stay hungry. And yeah, for me personally, it still happens now. People think, it's all amazing, but it's not. Like I'll send a song off and think, oh, Britney Spears is going to have that one. And then didn't make it. But then I go, no worries. Let's send it to this person. And then it happens. But it's just, I like a bit of that negative. Imagine if everyone was just dead easy and it was yes. Be crap, wouldn't it? It'd take all the greatness out of when it happens. I mean, look at me. I'm a Liverpool fan for 30 years. Didn't win the Premier League, and now we can love every second.
Come on.
I love the fact that we are finding ways to be able to mention that we are title champions at any opportunity. Did we? Sorry.
Subtle, is that subtle? I'm sorry. You know what? I feel like I was born in the wrong part of town because I'm definitely missing out. And like, so Chelcee, like for yourself, I was been curious to ask this for people that are in different lanes. What is it that drives you or also makes you comfortable to want to do that? And I think it's so important to let people know that you should be able to do as many things as possible. Don't think that you fit into one category. But for yourself as an experience through that journey, what's motivated you to consistently actually be pretty successful in all those different lanes of being on screen, on the pitch and in the studio?
Honestly, it just comes from my passion for all three. I love telling stories. So I think I love telling stories and I love football. So football, like I said, was my first thing. Before even music, I didn't even sing really till I was like 14, 15. So I wanted to be a footballer. Then I kind of realised at 14, 15, okay, if I want to get paid for it, I kind of have to go to America. And I was a bit of a homebody. So I was looking at other careers and I took music at GCSE level just because it was between that and history or geography, and I was awful at those things.
Easy choice.
So it was kind of it was on a whim, and if it was raining outside, you got to use the music room so you wouldn't get wet. So it was kind of that. And then I enjoyed music, and I played from that time. I think I must played 7-8 years of football, not got a penny. And I started singing at 16 and got a record deal at 18. So I was like, oh, this is great. I've got paid. Like, look at all this money. And I was good at something else. So it was kind of only because, it was a career then, because you can't really have a career without putting any money in your bank, really. So I'd done that for a while, but I missed football so much. I got back into it at like 21, 22, just for a passionate thing, just to get me mental state right, because music can be so heavy on a lot of negatives, a lot of no's, and sometimes you just need to go and score a goal to make myself feel better. So I just done that, and then like I said, it's kind of all the world's worked its magic, and I feel comfortable enough to start a podcast even in lockdown. I went on to do a podcast, which was amazing. I've never been on radio, done my own show, but I felt like that's what I want to do. I'm going to go and do it. Why not try it out? If it doesn't do well, who cares? If it does well, great. And that's just the way I've been living lately, honestly. Try everything. If you're feeling like you can do it, go and have a go at it. And if not, you've not lost anything really. If anything, you've gained a little bow, but maybe the next shot you're going to have. So it's I just, whatever feels good, mate, I just go for it.
So in our office, we are, pretty much like when we send that email around to the other guys and saying that we're going to be speaking to you today, then there was like pure, utter, unfiltered jealousy. So you're a big favourite in the Verge.
Oh, thanks, guys.
What I just from your career and what you've been speaking about, and so many different things you're doing, it's just quite amazing. Even I can't keep up, and I follow you on Insta. It's ridiculous. I've got to keep up with your Insta, by the way. But if there's someone who actually wants to follow in your footsteps, who wants to write songs and be an artist and so forth, but just music wise, I'd say, what would you say is your top 3 tips for them to actually make it in the industry or following in your footsteps?
Top 3 tips I say to a lot of people who message me is don't stop writing. So keep writing. When you're young, you think, oh my God, this is a great song. And then you look back 2 years later and you're like, wow, that was shit. So I think you've got to keep writing always. Don't stop writing, even if you think you've written your best song, keep going. Step 2 would be, I always say, online now, the amount of record labels that are signing artists just from Instagram, just from TikTok, just from YouTube, still, if not even more for the past 10 years. Put your stuff online, you still own it. But, even a SoundCloud link, get it up your top 3 or 4 at a stretch, best songs. Just get a clear demo. I record through lockdown everything on my iPad. I bought an iPad because I left all my stuff in London. Use the basic setup, get a little microphone. You can get one for like 25 quid and record, get it on SoundCloud. And it's not difficult. You go on Google, type in whoever you like, whoever you feel like similar to, or you think, oh God, look at Dua Lipa, for instance. I feel like I want to be like her. Google management, Dua Lipa, boom, it'll come up, send your link to them, do it for about 5 or 6 different agencies, and you will get a reply. I can tell you now. They might say it's not for us, but you will get a reply. They have a lot of people working in those offices who are just for that, to find and scout new talent. And if you don't want to sign to a record label and you want to do it all yourself, right now, the way we have Spotify and all these other services, your music can get heard. So literally, it's only you stopping yourself. If you sat there waiting for someone to knock on your door or find you, you've got to go out and be proactive, put the pressure on, Heavy metal football is how you need to be.
Yeah, I love it.
That's the way.
That's the way to do it. I love it. Funny enough, when you said that people look at specific jobs online to be able to look for new talent, my daughter works in A&R and she's an online scout. So, or I'm probably getting her whole job messed up, but yeah. I know that she's always surfing for new talent. So it's definitely like wise words that you're putting out, because obviously she's finding lots of people who are putting their content up, and then they're getting signed with her label from them. Oh, I can't mention them because there's a bit of a rivalry. But but it's definitely wise words, and I think it's really great advice you're actually given in depth. Actually, for the first time, normally we get generic stuff. So let it be known, next person we interview, when I ask you that question, you've got to come. You got to top this.
Yeah, you got to be ready.
Give us a whole document of everything. So let's get in. Let's if you don't mind, Matt. Let's get onto the real stuff here. Liverpool. Let's talk about this because we haven't mentioned it in this whole time. So again, like obviously you mentioned that you're ecstatic about, and clearly why wouldn't you be, about us winning. What does it mean to you? What's it like? What's the atmosphere like over in Liverpool at the moment?
It's just the thing, like I said, it's just the best feeling. It's kind of like you've been holding your breath for so long. And I was talking to Youngen, another Liverpool fan who's a friend of mine, the other day, and I was saying he thought when obviously the Gerrard slip happened, and I was called Chelcee, and that VAR scored for Chelsea, and that was the big game. And my name, I wanted to change my name at that point, I swear. But now it's done a 360, and Chelsea actually helped us. They beat City for us to end up winning it. But it's such a relief. I feel like I've been holding my breath for so many years, thinking, am I ever going to see us win this? Imagine I didn't. But it's now just, oh, we can breathe. We were a bit wobbly after isolation, but hopefully the boys they weren't really bothered by them, was they?
It's going to be a non-stop celebration from your city. I just can't even imagine. The Liverpool have waited way too long.
Way too long.
I'm not going to let Andre finish every show on our Liverpool thing, because we've been sneaking it. If it's our Formula One show, it's going to be Liverpool. If it's his American sports show,
I'll find a way.
Liverpool. He's a good guy. But before we bring it home, one of our kind of mutual links we were talking about our fair was Dua Lipa. So I feel like music and football for me, I've always explained to my friends, they go, how do you find work in an industry? How do you bounce between? I find them so relatable. And I also feel like, you know, if we're talking about talent, like that's what makes football exciting. We get excited for young talent. In music, we get excited for new talent that comes out of nowhere. And I think, you know, Dua Lipa as a Brit has blown up. It's been exciting. And it's quite funny. Like, I feel like every like friend of mine has got like a boyfriend that's part of a touring group. My older brother designs her music videos. And of course, like I see you, and I remember like seeing your socials, you saying, yeah, I'm, you know, excited that I've got a song with her that wrote a new album, Future Nostalgia. And I was thinking, this girl doesn't sit down. So I just wanted to wrap up on how has it been for yourself on top of all the other things you've been doing and all the demands of football world? What has it been like working with Dua Lipa?
Yeah, you know, for me, it's crazy. Like, people are always like, what's she like? What's she? But for me, I met Dua before she was famous. I wrote with her when she was just new signed. And, you know, I meet loads of new signed things. That's how a songwriter works. You know, we get a call, okay, this kid's being signed. Do you want to write with them? They send me a demo. If I like them, I'll be like, yeah, okay, cool. And I loved the voice from the minute I heard it. And then I met her and she was, I'm Dua. And she was just the sweetest. And then I wrote 3 on the first album with her, and that ended up doing really well. And then, you know, she won the Grammy for the Best New Artist. And I remember growing up and idolizing Lady Gaga. I remember when she won the Grammy for the Best New Artist. And now I was writing I was just crazy. I couldn't actually, because Dua's never changed. She walks in now and yet she might have a better heels on or a better bag on her arm, but she's still the same. And I still treat her like I was when she was 18. Obviously, Future Nostalgia's done incredibly well. I think someone just tagged me in a post saying it's done 2 billion streams. So it's the most streamed female album of the year, which is just incredible. So yeah, it's just, honestly, it's weird to say, but I'm just buzzing to be a part of it. And hopefully the next one as well, when she comes back and we can all get in the studio together.
That's it. See, it's all about work ethic. And I think, you know, I can vouch, I can vouch for people that I've known around her that have said, like, yeah, before it all blew up, hasn't changed. And I think that is something we can take away for all parts of this industry, no matter if you're a runner in production to someone that's on camera. It's like, don't change, be yourself, do your thing, because that is the number one asset that will make you get any job you dream of. So it's a classic. People say you dream about things, and, you know, if you dream it, it can happen. But guess what? It actually does happen. It does work. There's a bit of passion, you know, a bit of luck along the way. No matter how old you may be, there's movie actors that become super famous at the age of 40 and beyond. It can happen. So make sure, everybody, BT, work ready. Spencer Owen, Maya Jama, Jack Parsons, Chelcee Grimes, the 3rd of August, 2020, 3 o'clock. Sign up. It's going to be huge. Chelcee, thank you so much for joining us.
Boys.
Having a whirlwind chat. Before you jump and do your thing, where can everyone find you on the socials?
Just Chelcee Grimes, but Chelcee is spelled Chelcee. But yeah, I forgot
even the spelling's cool. Even the spelling's cool.
Hit it.
Liverpool won the league.
Hey, see? You guys, I knew it, you cheeky bunch of, you know what, I'll let you have it. You enjoy the moment. One day when Portsmouth wins the league, I'm going to try and find your number, Chelcee. I'm going to ring you, leaving them voicemails. Guys, thank you so much for joining us. This has been the Alternative Sports Show. This is Dre. Check out Virgin Magazine, and we shall see you next time. Peace.